Hey. All right, fam. Welcome to Slap Son. This week's episode is Cyrus Fees, Mr. 100 himself. Listen, when the Irishman coined you a nickname, you just take it. You feel me? We also got Dan Gardner on the show as well. Local boy here in Utah. Boy, the guy's a man with a company, but you get the idea. And we talk about the upcoming fight, Bucked Up's involvement in Bare Knuckle, the sponsorship, how it came to be. We even talk about that Irishman who gives out nicknames to certain Cyrus Fees as well. Conor McGregor. Hold on, fam. Got to click on that. And with Cyrus, we get into the past fights that have happened since we last spoke. His career, took a badass trip, just a little bit of relationships in there. But overall, the episode's about the fight game, of course. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go.
3, 2, 1, yeah, that's a knockout. They call me kamikaze, put you in heaven's lobby. All gas, no brakes, you can never stop me. Nah, no, you can never stop me. Yeah, cause I'm the power slap king.
Slap Son, baby! All right, hey, Cyrus, you ready, man?
Brother, born ready.
My guy.
Let's go.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Slap Son. We got the man in the building. He returns, the voice of all your little bare knuckles out there. World traveler, globe trotter. Everybody give it up for Mr. 100, Cyrus Fees.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Bring it. Put all the applause sound effects in there. Give me some love. There we go.
Yeah. Dude, so right before I hit record, I want to know, dude, you've been busy. I've been trying to keep up on Instagram, and man, BKFC's got you all over the world.
They do. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's one of those things where like it's a little chaotic and you hate to leave the house, but you feel so blessed that you get to do such a cool job with such a badass company. So it's like I could complain, but what's that going to do, right? So yeah, I love it, man. I'm happy to be a part of the ride right now. It's freaking awesome.
No, that's very cool. I saw an interview with Feldman a week or two ago, and I love the honesty that he just straight up said, no, we're probably the solid number 2. I mean, there's a lot of jokes in there maybe, but there's a solid number 2 fighting promotion. And you just see it happening. I mean, you guys have 2-3 events a month, and dude, you're the guy. You're going to all of them.
Yeah, no, it's I didn't know, what I was getting into back in 22 when I came on with the company, and we did Knuckle Mania 2, and it was Mike Perry's big night, and I instantly knew that it was something big. I knew just by the production and honestly just seeing the fights in person and just how awesome it is, how electric it is. That I knew it was dope, but I didn't know what the trajectory was really going to be, and we're at an all-time high right now. So it's really cool, and it's fun even for me. Like I'm in the know, but I'm not in the room with Feldman. So I find out when a lot of other people find out. You know what I mean? So like it's all surprises and exciting, and every time we announce a new event, I know everybody on the broadcast team gets pretty hyped because man, it just keeps up in the ante every time.
Yeah, it's and it feels like. I mean, this is a little bit of an exaggeration, but it honestly feels like every week there's another announcement. I mean, geez.
Yeah, it's a lot, dude. It's cool. I mean, but it's fun, right? I mean, you can never get too comfortable. You just never know what Feldman's going to pull out of his hat, right? You just never know what it's going to be next, what country we're going to, what state we're opening up. We just announced Texas, which is crazy.
That's right. I'm probably going to hit up that one.
Yeah, you should, man. That's going to be a real big one. And Texas was a big gift for us, just like California was, and so yeah, we're excited about that. But I mean, just everything, just one after another. It's pretty dizzying, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's great, man. I mean, I can't imagine how hectic it is on the inside. We only see the cover of the book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely going. That just sparked something. So the last time we talked, you talked about getting big gets, right? Like California, Texas, all that kind of stuff. How's Nevada coming along? Or is it any closer?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, right? I mean, I hear rumblings, and I know that, just like Feldman alludes to, because he gets asked that a lot. And, the meetings are happening, like it keeps getting closer. And I feel like there's certain states that lead to other states, right? And from what I understand, what I've been told, my colleague Sean Wheelock is much more in the know when it comes to that, because he's a guy that not just does our play-by-play, but he's really heavy into the regulation end of what we do and the rules and everything with bare knuckle fighting. Wheelock's really been in there for the last 6 years straight, and such a key component in our success. But from what I understand, when certain states come along, then other states follow. And, when we got California, that pushed open the door a little bit wider for Texas. And I think it pushes open the door a little bit wider for Nevada. I think Texas could be that for Nevada as well. So, so the dominoes are falling how they're supposed to fall. And, there's so many cool new states that we haven't even been to yet that we've opened up, like Tennessee, which is obviously very important to me because that's my state. And shit, I can just drive, which is a beautiful thing.
Imagine just driving to
just the idea. I know. I'm so envious of people that get to drive to work and drive home. You know what I mean?
So true, though. Yeah.
Simple concept, but yeah, Tennessee's going to be big whenever we announce that. Oregon is one that I'm excited about. I've wanted to go to Oregon for a long time. I don't know why. I've just always thought it was a cool state. I want to go there. So there's a number of different states that we haven't even been able to get into yet because we keep such a full schedule. Then you throw in all these countries, these international stops. And it's like, man, where do you even fit it in at? There's only so many weekends in a month to fit all these shows in, and then go back to the places that are real important to us, like Hollywood, Florida and Philadelphia. So yeah, man, I can only imagine what that life is like, trying to figure out these events and putting them all in place.
Yeah, dude, I can't imagine either. Even in our little power slap niche, the jobs of Erica and Frank putting together all these matches. Yeah, forget that. I don't need that in my life.
No,
dude, I saw. So, did you get to take your family overseas with you, or just your girl?
So I just took my wife over to Italy, which was amazing. I went over there for the press conference back in February, and I was only there for a day and a half, and I was just kind of blown away by Italy. I had been before, like 10 years prior, for a show called Super Combat, a kickboxing show. But I was on the coast in a smaller town. I didn't go into Rome or Florence or any of those big cities, but just walking around Florence for that day and a half that I had for the press conference convinced me to call my wife and say, okay, get these days off. We need to make this one, a husband-wife trip as well. So that's what we did. The kids stayed with grandma and grandpa, and they were just fine. They're not truly going to appreciate it yet. They're 12 and 10. They're not there yet. They're not going to appreciate a trip like that. But my wife and I really appreciate it. Man, that's just the place is magnificent. That's the only way I can say it. It's just incredible.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, well, wifey and I, we haven't been to Europe yet, which is so funny because we literally try go somewhere and get away once a month, even if it's just like 2 days to Vegas or something.
Yeah.
So that's always been on the bucket list. And I got to be honest, dude, I held up my phone like this. I'm like, look, do you want to go? Do you want to go? It looks incredible, dude. I mean, because even the buildings, like you had that funny photo where she's holding up the Leaning Tower, right?
Yeah.
But it's crazy, right? Because that's like still there. And I feel like in America, if it's older than 100 years, we're just gonna bulldoze it and update that shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, dude, it was built to last, dude. That cathedral that we went to, I forget what the full name of it is, the Florence Cathedral, but it has the dome attached to it, and oh man, it's all made out of marble, and it's like it took like 300 years to build. It's like, what? Like, that doesn't even seem possible between the exterior and the interior. And we didn't even see the interior yet. Like, we left more stuff on our list to do. Hopefully when we come back there, like, I'm convinced that even if I don't go for work, like, we'll go as a family just because it was that neat. But, God, the architecture and just the detail and everything made out of marble. And it's mind blowing. It's like, how the hell is this still here? Like, that thing's like 600 years old. Like, doesn't even make sense. Like, it's crazy.
No, dude, it doesn't make sense. And I mean, so growing up, I was in construction, right? So I was around a lot of commercial buildings and stuff. And this is when Vegas, I was pretty young at the time, but Vegas was just starting to be like crazy town.
Yeah.
Architect's dream, right? Let's build a pyramid. Let's build a castle, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I shit you not, man, every time I'll walk around even those buildings, which had modern technology, which had modern tools. I look around and I just think, people don't understand. Like, humans had to do this.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't like a human had to do this. So for them to pull that off so long ago, it just makes my mind go crazy.
That it never got touched, and you know what I mean? Like, and that there was wars that happened in Europe.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Major wars, and like somehow, some way, Italy never got touched. You know what I mean? Or that part of Italy never got touched is crazy to me, that there's no damage, that it's all just intact, like frozen in time. I really took that in, man. And there was so much that we didn't even see. Like, we didn't even see the real statue of David that's like in a gallery. And there was just so many things that we have left to go check out when we go back. So it was good though, man, and spending that time with your wife is crucial, and just having that husband-wife time, and you obviously make that time. It makes a huge difference, man. Keeps things chugging along.
No, it really does. I just barely started doing this because I'm always doing fight stuff this past year. So I wanted to have like a fun pod. So every Thursday I started doing Thirsty Thursdays, and I just ramble. There's no rhyme or reason to it. We're just rambling. You know what I mean? Mostly for the kids. Yeah. They listen to it. My one that's in junior high, he's like, I like that Thursday one because you talk about our life, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that came up last week, bro, I really feel that way. You got to keep doing stuff. Keep doing stuff. Like, you're not going to find somebody that's your soulmate right off the cuff. I mean, there's 6 billion people in the world. Like, you'll probably click with a few of them,
Sure.
But it's the person that is with you in those moments the whole time, no matter what. So I totally agree. You gotta take that time to keep that time going. If that
we didn't do it for so long. I started traveling internationally when my daughter was born. I mean, like the year she was born. Yeah, or I guess 2012 was my first international show, but 2013 is when it started to really pick up, and I started going to Europe and Australia and just all these places. And it was as my daughter was born, so my wife wasn't going to leave even if we were going to the moon. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't matter. Like, she was staying with my daughter. So it took years, but I mean, right around 2017 or so, once the kids were a little bit older and we felt really good to be away for 3-4 days, then we've hit a few places. Like, I've taken her to South Africa. She's been to a bunch of places here with bare knuckle. Kids are a lot older now, so we feel way more comfortable about it. So we've made it, a thing that we're going to go on these trips. And we miss the kids horribly, by like the second day, third day, we're really missing them. But, it's healthy, man. It's definitely healthy for a marriage to keep things exciting and let her in on my world where I'm gone all the time. She actually gets to see what I do, which is fairly boring. I don't really do shit. So, the fights are exciting, but it's just a whole lot of hanging out at a hotel,
Yeah, dude, that's funny. That reminds me of the comic lifestyle. You only see the night show and the people laughing, but really they're just bored as hell in the hotel.
Lonely,
half the day.
Bro. Lonely, bro. Yeah, comics
dude,
are super lonely.
It's good to get that out there, but that's cool though. I mean, because then you can, on a kind of a funny note, you can show her and say, see, I've been working on this. This is what I've been doing.
Yeah, these are the people I work with. And we go to dinner and I play pickleball. I find a place to go play pickleball. And I'm out, searching Walmarts for wrestling figures for my son. And that's really the extent of my trip. You know what I mean? Like, everywhere I go, I rent a car, I go play pickleball, and I'm scouring Walmarts trying to find a figure that my son doesn't have at this point. So it's the beginning and the end of it, bro. That's about it. But
dude, that's great, man. That's
still
great.
Fun life though, right?
On the last time we had you on, I loved it. I told everybody that they needed to really watch your interview because you really gave this mini masterclass on how to, if you have this desire to do something professionally, particularly in the entertainment world, this is one way to go about it, in the specific world of in the fight game. But I wanted to ask you, dude, you just kind of rattled off like how your day goes, things like that. But like, do you still get butterflies once the red light goes on, or it just does not bother you?
As the arena starts to fill up, as everything really starts to come together, 100%, man. I get excited. Really? Yeah, I get excited every time, I put the suit on and I get ready and throw the makeup on and get to where I'm feeling good and hitting our rehearsals and stuff. But yeah, man, I still get excited about it. Of course, every time I get counted down, Cyrus, we're live in 4, 3, 2, 1, go Cyrus. I mean, Yeah, I mean, it's a super cool, it's a cool feeling, and I feel like I click, and everything kind of comes to me. Even when there's a lot of stuff for me to remember, there's times where I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to remember all this shit for the Open, and then the red light comes on and it just comes to you. You know what I mean? And I'm thankful that it does, but it just, it's what I'm meant to do. So it all comes together. But yeah, it's a hell of a feeling, dude. And when the show's over, the adrenaline rush, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing because you want to get a little bit of sleep before you got to go get on a plane at 6 a.m, just so you don't drag ass when you get home. But at the same time, all you want to do is talk to, the fighters and talk to Feldman and talk to the broadcast team about how cool that show was. And what about this knockout? And what about this fight? And damn, that went really well. So it's like, so yeah, man, I still get the adrenaline and the butterflies and everything that comes with it. It's live, dude. It's not taped. Yeah. If it was taped, I think it'd be different. But where it's live, point. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, no, that's a very valid point. There's no mulligans in the live TV showcase.
No, there sure isn't, man.
Dude, that's cool to hear though. So you still get like this dopamine, adrenaline. Oh shit, here we go. I love that, man.
Absolutely, and I'm glad I have that in my life. Yeah,
yeah. No, it's I was talking with my son the other day actually because he sees all these people doing jobs that he's interested in and gets excited about, and I had this moment where I could tell him, it's funny. All the jobs you want, all the people that kind of have clout in what you're thinking or a bit more famous or in the loop of what you want to do. One, it's probably not going to pay as much as you think because you're getting the brand, you're getting the clout, you're getting all the stuff. You're doing what you want to do for a living. So they pay you less, ironically, until you hit a certain point, right? So the point was, so in the beginning, really love it, man. Just do it. And it's not about the cash because eventually the cash comes. And we don't know what eventually means, but eventually it gets there. And so dude, I'm going to share this with him because I love that you're like, no. I still get that feeling, that rush, even after all this time. And I love that, dude. I love that.
Yeah. It's funny because, there's an assumption, right? And you talk about the financial part of it. And there's an assumption from just people around where I live that, oh, he's on TV. They must be, millionaires. And it's like, nah. It's funny. I have somebody did a Wikipedia for me like 10 years ago. A guy out of Australia when I was doing Australian shows, and he goes, "You want me to do a Wikipedia for it?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" You know what I mean? And so he put a Wikipedia together, and it's still there. And my kids brag on it to their friends, like, "Yeah, my dad's Google my dad." You know what I mean? Which is cool.
He's got a wiki page.
But I remember at one point the kids came home and they go, "Dad, we were Googling you. And it said that your net worth was $2.2 million. I was like, all right. So then I Googled it and I was like, oh shit, look at that. But the money part of it, like you're right, it comes. For me, it's been a steady progression. It got to the point, I guess maybe like 2016, 2017. Or 15, 16 maybe, where it's like, okay, this is all I have to do. You know what I mean? I don't have to have another job. I don't have to have this other mode of income. I can just do this. And that right there is like a huge milestone, right? Like, okay, I can do this for a living. That's cool. You know what I mean? That's great. Because a lot of people in the field as a ring announcer, play-by-play, whatever, they can't do that. You have to have something else. So once you get to that milestone, you're like, oh shit, cool. I'm making enough money to comfortably live and feel like I'm contributing enough into my family. You know what I mean? So that's a good milestone. And then, once your rate goes up, it's a hell of a feeling. You know what I mean? Going from where you started for $100, $200, $300 a show to a lot more than that. You know what I mean? So it's a really good feeling, but it's still not where I want it to be. And there's still a long ways to go to where I want it to be. But that's the exciting part, right? I mean, there's more to conquer and more, higher rates to get to. So
yeah, absolutely, man. And when you hit that point, I got to imagine, I mean, obviously you feel amazing, but is there this sense of relief? You're like, finally, I can pay all the utility bills and do what I love. It's gotta be like the most amazing relief going on.
Yeah. And I never, I don't know.
Or maybe accomplishment's a better word than relief, but you know what I'm saying?
I can never brag too much because I'll get to a certain amount of money that I'm making a year and I'll go to my wife and I'll be like, I think I edged you this year. You know what I mean? And And she'll be like, yeah, she's like, but do you carry the insurance? I'm like, there you go. So I never win. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, yeah, but I got to carry the insurance. So
I love
she's
that,
got
dude.
me beat. She's got
hey,
that.
You're a team, brother. You're a team.
We're a team. 100%. We're a team. And I love it that way.
Dude, that's great. Well, let's get into some of the past fights, and then you guys are coming to town to Utah, and we'll just kind of, update the people that are listening, watching. I have a funny connection to the Omaha card. Dude, I've tried so much shit that's failed, you know what I mean, over and over, because I can't get enough of it. And but one or two work, and here we are. But way back in the day, bro, I had a pre-workout company. It was called Panic. Okay. And you can still find it on Instagram. It's not embarrassing more than it is just fun to look back at. But we started. That's when I found out. Speaking of finances and money and all that, that's when I found out that fighters have way more fame than money. So we were calling up fighters that I thought we could never reach because I'm such a fan, and next thing you know, they're very reachable and they want to talk and for sponsorships and stuff. So one of our very first sponsors, dude, was Dakota, and he was fighting out of LFA. And
okay,
he had just finished up all that controversy with
with Ultimate Fighter and all that stuff?
Oh my gosh, the Ultimate Fighter. That's embarrassing to remember that. But yeah, he just finished that up, so we sponsored him. So when I saw his picture come across, I was like, no way, he's still doing this. And so I logged on, and sure enough, man, there's our boy Dakota doing his thing. You know what I mean? It's too bad he lost.
It was a bad night at the office for Dakota.
It was a bad night at the office for Dakota. It was. You know what's great is you find that, man, these fighters, you either have it or you don't, and say what you want. A person like Dakota, he goes, yeah, I'll fight. Let's go. I'm game. And it's very, very cool and very not scary, but just like you root for him,
I do. Yeah, he's a great guy. And he ran off 4 wins in a row prior to losing. So it's like, he's still very much in the mix, and there's only a handful of guys, and it's growing, that really get this sport still. And he's one of those guys, man. He's a hard hitter. He is one of our go-to anchor guys for the Midwest. And if he would have won that fight, it probably would have put him in title contention. So it's unfortunate, but we're going to keep coming to the Midwest, and we're going to lean on a guy like Dakota, and hopefully even for bigger fights. And I love that guy, man. I love all the Midwest guys because I'm from Iowa. Good people. So anytime we go to Omaha, I got family coming in from Des Moines, and I got a grandmother that lives up in South Dakota. I got to go visit her where she had just lost my grandfather. So it was like one of those deals where it was super nice that worked out that way, that I could go visit her. But I love coming to the Midwest because it feels like I'm coming back home. So I love all the Midwest fighters, and I got a little spot in my heart for them, and I like to see them do really well.
Yeah, dude, those Midwest boys, they grow up wrestling.
Corn-fed, baby.
Oh, my God. Those are big boys. Yeah.
For sure.
That was cool, man. And then we're actually having Nicole back on. When she had her slap fight, one thing I really loved, and we talked about this last time, there might be a little bit of, obviously there's competitiveness and things like that. But I tell you what, the slap and bare knuckle thing, they seem to just kind of weave in and out, which is so fun.
They do.
But anyway, Nicole was on for her power slap match, but she's going to come back on, and we kind of did this short live.
Nicole Schaeffer?
Schaeffer, yeah. Sorry, Nicole Schaeffer, yeah.
Yeah, she was fantastic.
And she's going to come on, and we're actually going to have a formal interview, so I'm excited about that.
No, Nicole's great, man. Yeah, she performed, man. She looked good in there. In Italy,
she seemed a little sad, but I think she wanted to kind of go bigger. But dude, she did her thing, yeah.
She did. And then that was the one women's fight, and and they performed out there, and they looked good. And yeah, I think Nicole's got a super bright future. Very marketable. We had her on the press conference, and she did well on that. And I think she'd be right in there, right in the mix. You know what I mean? I feel like she was comfortable in there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And you can just tell on her face, she's one of those fighters. She just loves it. Like, she's actually smiling through training and things like that. So that's cool. But I wanted to ask you, how long do you think Britton Hart's going to reign, dude?
Britton Hart, how long is she going to reign? Oh, I don't know, man. She just keeps looking good, right?
She just keeps looking good. Yeah.
Britton's cool. Britton is a really good story, and that's almost like a rags to riches story. She's from very close to where I live now in Virginia, very small area, kind of a rough area. And she's had some twists and turns in her life, and she has really come out of it looking really good right now. Where I think there was at times where we didn't think it was going to happen like that. Like it just seemed like maybe things were kind of going off the rails just from a distance. You know, I didn't know all the way what was going on, but she just seemed a little distant. But she has really come into herself, man. She is, she's looking fantastic, dude. And she looks pretty unbeatable at her weight class right now. Like, I don't really know of anybody that's going to give her trouble. You know, you would have thought Beck Rawlings would have been that person. Taylor Starling tried, but Beck looked really good in that fight. And, you know, she looked good against Ty Emery. And as good as Ty Emery was, Britton was a level better. You know what I mean? Like, she was just that much more comfortable. So, gosh, there's not very many people out there. I mean, they're really going to have to dig out some people probably from boxing or MMA. I know they're bringing some people in. You know what I mean? I know Jessica I's probably not going to fit that. She's probably not going to get down to 115. But I know Jessica I's getting in the mix, which is cool. I think there's going to be more that are going to start showing up. I really do, because it's wide open, and it's such a marketable part of our company is our women. You know what I mean? Because
they have good social media presence in bare knuckle.
They're badasses, and you know, and we have some real attractive women that are part of the company, and you know, and they sell, dude. You know, it is what it is. Ever since Paige came over and sort of knocked the door down a little bit and kind of put some more eyes on us, which is how Britton kind of came into her own by beating Paige on her debut. So it's like, ever since that happened, I think it's been great. Like this weekend, we got Crystal Pittman fighting, which I don't know if you've ever seen her fight before, but I mean,
just online little clips here and there. I haven't seen
beautiful
a full
girl. I mean, just a great social media presence. She does her OnlyFans thing, but she sells it, dude. I mean, she's got the whole package, and she's a badass. Like, she's an absolute beast. So it's like, and then we got Jessica Borga that did the first ever women's knockout over in Dubai.
That was nuts, dude. That was nuts.
That was crazy. I mean, that was probably the moment of the weekend for me when she did that. I was like, oh shit. Because Hannah Rankin was like a world champion female boxer. You know what I mean? And
I love
Jessica
the fight
Borga
game,
was just you know, kind of a middle of the road women's MMA fighter that has found her own, and she's gritty, dude. And when that fight came up, and I love Hannah Rankin, I was like, I feel like Jessica Borgen's going to run her over. And there was a number of us that kind of felt that way. We're like, God, Jessica Borga just doesn't give a fuck about nothing.
Just the energy beforehand, even.
Dude, she just don't give a fuck. And I love it. You got to love it, dude. She's just she's destructive. You know, and she's got that other side of her life, which is intense, right? I mean, like she doesn't just do OnlyFans, like she takes it to the next level. You know what I mean?
She's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? She's a part of it.
I mean, there's something to that. And I don't think that it's funny. I had an interview with Paige Van Zant. The first time I ever went to a BKFC event, I went to the weigh-ins, and I interviewed Paige Van Zant for Fight TV. It's the first time I ever had an interaction with her.
That's funny, man. I got to tell you about mine later. Yeah, keep going.
But it was in Tampa, funny enough, going to Tampa this weekend. And it was Paige Van Zant versus Rachel Ostovich. So it was her second fight. And I interviewed Paige, and I was excited for the interview. And by then, you know, Paige had already started to build a fan following on OnlyFans and then through her own website. And I came about it real respectful with her because I didn't want to offend her. I wasn't going to say, you know, you're getting naked. What do you think about it? You know what I mean? Like,
oh my gosh. Isn't it crazy that some people,
she wouldn't even fully get naked either. I mean, she was just, you know, doing her thing, you know, and I have more power to anybody that wants to. I could give a damn. You know what I mean? It's not my business. You know what I mean? But a lot of people were giving her shit all the time. And all I said to her was, you know, Paige, you know, there's a lot of negativity that comes across online because you are doing the OnlyFans thing. I was like, how do you respond to that? Like, how do you handle the negativity? Because I couldn't imagine, you know, 100,000 people trying to fuck with me all the time and talking shit.
Hey, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't
be a strong person.
You got to be. And her mood changed immediately. And she like looked right at me and she's like, what negative attention? Like, what do you mean?
Oh shit.
And I was like, oh, I was like, really? I was like, am I making all this shit up? Like, I was just like blown away. And she like got pissed off and she like completely turned off of the interview. And I came, I mean, and I even said, I prefaced it. I said, I think it's cool what you're doing, taking your career in your own hands. I said, I think it's great. I said, but there's negativity. I said, how do you handle the negativity? And she just straight up heel turned my ass. And I said, all right. I mean, I know what to do with it. Like, she got offended. It's like, well, listen, you can't have it both ways. You can't go get naked, you know what I mean, and do your thing and do all this like real sensual OnlyFans shit and then get offended by it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean,
Like,
you know that you're going to be putting yourself out there in that way. The questions are going to come.
and that's why I like Borga, because Borga is so wide open with it. She's like, yeah, it's what I do. I like to do it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, good for you. Like, I think it's
Well,
awesome.
and if you, I mean, you already said it, but if that's their thing and they're doing it right and they know it's a business and they know they're the brand and they're the product, on and on, it's the eyeballs game and the eyeballs buy the tickets.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. If you got it, flaunt it. You know what I mean? Like,
oh shit,
dude,
man! If I had an 8-pack and no hair on my body, I'd be out there all day.
You don't think I'm going to have pictures up? You know what I mean? May not OnlyFans quality, but don't think I'm not going to be putting pictures up by the pool or in the gym. You know,
100%.
rocking all that.
No,
Yeah,
dude, I would say the vast majority of human beings, if they're being honest, if they had the body they wanted and worked for it, this shirt would never stay on. I don't care if you're man or female, it's not staying on.
All day, man. Like, I feel like I've lost 30 pounds like in the last like 3 months, and I'm feeling freaking amazing, super happy about it, but I'm not ditching the shirt or nothing. Like, I ain't got all that going on, but my suits are fitting a lot better and I'm proud of it. Like, it's a cool thing. So I couldn't imagine like having all that and not wanting to show it off. So I totally get it.
Yeah, dude. So just real quick, then I'll let you go. I got to tell you, so I actually got to interview Paige and Austin this last Power Slap.
Okay.
And it was so cool because at the beginning of the year, you know, I said to my boys, I was like, you watch before this year's over, we're going to get Dana, we're going to get Paige, and we're going to get Feldman. You watch, right? And so it was the coolest thing how it dominoed. So Austin screams out after his win in the UFC, Power Slap, baby, blah, blah, blah. And then at the press conference, he's talking about how they're collecting these Power Slap cards and they're looking for these one-of-ones of Paige, right? So I'm like, oh, eBay. And I found a one-of-one card, negotiated it, got it sent over. Then I got a hold of her manager and I said, hey, I know Power Slap's coming up. Like, typically there's a fee involved for people that stature, but I just want you to know, can we work something out, whatever. Then the card thing happens. So I hit him up. I said, hey, I got this one-of-one. And he's like, it was so much fun, dude, because he kept saying, do you actually have it? He wanted to know that this was real. This wasn't like a prank to get an interview with for sure. Yeah. So anyway, selfie, me holding the card, sent it to him. And he's like, okay, I'll put you on the media list. I was like, fuck yeah. So,
hell yeah, dude. I
so
mean,
dude,
that's how you do it, though.
That's how you do it, man. I appreciate that.
You know, it's like we talked about it last time we had their interview, right? I mean, like, it's whatever you can bring to the table, bro. You know what I mean? That's going to get you above somebody else. It is what it is, man. You got to take a risk sometimes. You got to do some stuff like that, man. I love it. That's super cool.
No, dude, I appreciate it. And so it did a couple of things. One, we got to sit down and have a fun interview. We surprised Austin with the card. He had no idea. He freaked out. It was like beautiful. But then it's like, oh, okay. It's just, we just got to hustle, bro. We just got to hustle. And I wanted to ask her, but I forgot because of the OnlyFans thing. What I want to know is when you go out and do that, what do you think, man? It's got to be either kind of intense, we're not sure, or the most freeing thing in the world where you have, do you know what I mean? Like nothing has to bother you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I couldn't even imagine. Yeah, like you said, it'd be freeing. It'd be pretty cool, I got to say. But yeah, it's probably not in my cards. So
you and I will just observe. We won't participate.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man.
I'm going to be in your neck of the woods, so I mean that's pretty dope. Yeah, I'm going to be up there here in about a week. So
yeah, man. No, we should hit up the DMs, go get a drink. I think. Well, I don't think I'm front row. I just can't remember my section. So
okay, beautiful.
I'll be there from start to finish, baby.
Heck yeah, that's amazing, man. We'll make the Feldman thing happen too. Like That's probably your best bet if you want to know the truth. If you want to get Feldman,
Oh yeah,
get his ass in Utah, bro. I mean,
okay.
yeah, seriously. I mean, because he's hard to get a handle on for anybody, even within the company. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine trying to track him down. Somebody is press. But yeah, get him. And I know you got Gardner coming on here, which is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see him do his thing. And I've already been talking to Ryan, and I think I'm going up to play pickleball on their court the day of the fight, I think. Yeah. So, because I know he loves pickleball too, and I love it. So I want to go and play on his court, play on the bucked up court. And hell yeah, dude. I'm super excited about it, and give his ass the business is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean?
My God, my God.
I don't back up for nobody, bro. I don't back up. I love it so much, and he'll probably cream me. He's probably way better than me, but
you've been playing a lot of pickleball lately. You might have his number.
Dude, I'm on it all the time, man. It's a big testament to what's going on body wise. Is I'm out there, and I finally found something that exercise wise that I love. You know what I mean? It's finally
that's huge.
Found that thing. You know what I mean? Because I hate being in the gym. I don't want to be on a treadmill. It's just not what I want to do. But if I go out there and I'm competing, then it's dope. You know what I mean? It's a good stuff.
Dude, I love it, man. Well, hey, we'll cross paths very soon, man. I thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it so much.
Appreciate you, brother. We'll talk soon.
Okay, let's have this bitch upload. 1 sec. We gotta showcase our broad shoulders. You know what I mean? These big guns.
I'm slimming down a little bit and show a little bit of the physique. No,
yeah. Hey, I saw your weight. We'll get into it. I saw the scale. All right, Dan, you ready, big guy?
Let's go.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Slap Son. We got the man in the building. You ever heard of Bucked Up? Huh? Have you? Have you heard of Bare Knuckle? Huh? Have you? Don't let the baby face fool you. We got the man in the building that can crack your chin off. Everybody give it up for Dan Gardner.
Let's go.
My man.
I love it. I love it.
Trimming down, what are you doing? Trying to get in a fight or something? What's going on,
man? I'm not trying to do anything, but this has been so freaking awesome just to be able to have a why behind getting back into this whole journey. Dude, I haven't done a fight in 15 years almost, right?
Yeah.
13 years I haven't done an MMA fight. I got married, had kids, did the whole dad bod thing, kind of, complacent with stuff, and started doing like powerlifting and stuff where weight doesn't really matter as much and everything. And the physique didn't matter. Just want to be strong. And, this here has actually been such a fun experience just to be able to get myself back in that mode, back in that mindset of, hey, it's a grind. Let's get after it. I've lost 32 pounds already.
Holy shit.
Getting ready for that. And it was just, it's stuff that I needed to lose, man. So this has been awesome. I love it. So excited.
Dude, that's so cool. You always, so my fitness journey, I did bodybuilding for like 7 years. Then I discovered powerlifting, and people have a hard time picturing this, but you can probably relate because you're dropping all this weight for the fight, which is, dude, I used to be 250, 260. And dude, I would go to the gym and I couldn't lose the thought of that guy's bigger than me, stronger than me. Oh, I can do that. And what you find is, and maybe you found this as well, is next thing you know, I mean, you're lifting a lot of weight and it's heavy, but you just got this dad body. You're like, I think I'm just chubby. Like, I think I'm just chubby.
It's body dysmorphia like crazy. Like, so being in the industry, right? Being with Bucked Up, right? I would go to these shows, these huge expos, right? And I'm here in Utah and going to the Bucked Up gym and being a big dude on campus there, feeling like I'm super strong and there's not anybody bigger than me there. And then I go to these shows. Dude, there is always a bigger guy. There is always you go there, you look like just a minnow in a sea of freaking whales, right? So these guys are massive. So there's always someone bigger. It's crazy. I was up to 230 pounds myself. Wow. And and I was competing in powerlifting and doing all that stuff and feeling stronger and I'd always have it in the back of my head that, they might look better, but I'm stronger than them.
Yeah, dude, for real.
But nobody sees that. Nobody cares. They want to see if you have a six pack.
Yeah, exactly. I had this, so like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I out for, dude, 10 years, 11 years, I'd always say, I'm going to be 185 and ripped. I'm going to be 185 and ripped. Net, and literally so many years later. And then finally, right before or right after a pandemic, I was like, forget this, man. I want to be more like Brad Pitt. I don't want to be like The Rock anymore. Like, I want the six pack. That's all anyone ever cares about. And I'll drop all this weight and I will feel better as well.
Exactly, man. That's what's happening right now. It's like I've done the dad bod, the strength, and feel great that way. And I feel even better now being
I
able
love
to
it.
just, we're getting ready to go to the beach, feel confident, having my shirt off, feeling good about myself, having my wife be even more attracted to me again. It's things like that. They don't say they care, but dude, they care.
They
Everybody
care,
cares.
bro. Dude, how many stories have you heard where, some, I don't want to say bitch husband, but some husband's bitching about how back in the day she used to look like this, which first of all is like mean, but second of
Yeah.
all, it's rude. And you always hear that side of it. But yes, it's the other side of it as well, dude. If you lose your confidence and how you looked when you were dating, they care. They care.
Yeah. Yeah. And it plays into everything. Your body, the way you look, the way you feel, it plays into everything. Just like you
Everything,
said,
bro. Like,
your confidence levels, how you perform in your work, how you perform outside of work, being a better dad, whatever it is, right? That it goes into all of it. And it's all about your health, your physical body as well.
no, it really is. And what's cool about nowadays, dude, I mean, you're literally one podcast or YouTube clip away from going, oh, I should be doing this. Oh, I can do that now. It's so cool. Whereas like back in the day, all I ever heard was chicken, meat, and protein shakes.
Yeah.
And it's just a whole healthier game now.
Yeah. I mean, that's really everybody's mentality now. At least, again, being in the industry, right? Being with Bucked Up, everybody is now moving towards this better for you, healthier for you mentality. And it's been so cool. Like, if we work with some of the biggest brands, we're talking like Walmart, we're talking some of the bigger retailers, Kroger, GNCs, HEBs, any grocery channel across the nation, their number one selling department is actually their healthy living sections. So
Interesting.
supplements, the proteins, the vitamins, all these things, it's just blowing up right now. It's on fire because everybody's mentality is like, hey, we got to step this thing up, we got to be better. And so it's been fun. It's been cool.
No, dude, in a lot of ways, I'm envious of that, just being in the industry so hardcore. You know what I mean? Because it's one of those topics that, at least for me, it's kind of like fighting in the aspect of, I don't know, man. I can just nerd out on that shit like all day long, every day, just like, oh, what does this do? What does that do? And the accessibility is huge, man. I mean, growing up, I don't know how old you are. I'm pushing 44, but there were these late night paid advertisements, right? And that's where you got health info.
Yeah.
These snake oils, things like that. And shit, now you've got, I'm forgetting the guy's name, but the guy with the beard, you've got Joe Rogan, you've got, all these different personalities that are like, okay, hey, these foundation blocks are great, the protein, the less sugar, all that kind of stuff. But have you thought about this? And to be able to be a part of that, dude, I love it, man. That's got to be so cool.
Who thinks about recovery? Like, how's your recovery? Are you drinking magnesium at night? Are you doing the little things? Are you taking your vitamins? Like, what are you doing? Are you getting sunlight? Right? Are you grounding yourself? All these things. And dude, we've got AI now. We've got Chat GPT that you can go in and literally say, hey, Chat GPT, put together a regimen for me that I need to do on a daily that will take me, an hour to 2 hours where I can get in a better, healthier position. Here's where I'm at. Give them the stats. And then all of a sudden it just cranks out the whole thing for you. The accessibility that we have nowadays is unreal. And all the studies that have been done on all the products, like, what to take now. And it's cool.
No, it's very cool. It's not just about, can you look like Arnold? It's how healthy are you, which is massive. And being in that world, it has to have helped you getting back into shape for this fight. It has to have helped you, lose the weight more I don't know if properly is the right word, but just better. You know, you're not gassing yourself in a garbage
No,
bag. You know
feel
what I mean?
great, dude. I feel great. Like I'm not hungry. I'm not starving myself like back in the day when I was doing wrestling and stuff, and I was just starving myself,
Just sucking
dying.
on Jolly Ranchers,
Kid-
spitting.
Oh yeah, kidneys shutting down, whatever it is, like just killing myself. Right now, I feel amazing, and I'm 40. I'll be 41 by the time the fight comes around. So my birthday
Love
is
it.
like
I
a week
love
and
it.
a half, and it's like I went through my whole 30s feeling like garbage because I wasn't taking care. I wasn't garbage, right? I was still pretty healthy being in it, but really taking this stuff serious like I am now, just preparing and getting that different paradigm for preparing for a fight, right? It's totally different now. And I'll tell you what, I feel better now at 40 than I did at 30. I
That's
feel
amazing.
amazing right now.
It's funny because I can say the same thing. Like I just wanted to be lifting the heaviest weight I could. And that's all that mattered. Forget about let's jog around the block and I'll have a heart attack and
Who does
die.
cardio, dude? Come on.
No cardio, bro. So no, I love it, man, because it just shows that, you know, a buddy of mine, he shot me this meme of these. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's all these sitcoms from the 80s, like freaking Family Ties and like, you know, just like old shit. And but it's funny because all those people were in their late 30s. And that was not that long ago. I mean, 80s are, you know, not that long ago, but that just shows what a great time to be alive and in your 40s because you're like, I can still be an active human being, which is amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
you're getting in the squared circle, man. About to
That's
go
right.
bare knuckle with some guy, and it's
That's
just like,
right.
yeah, feel great. I feel great.
Yeah. I mean, it was really cool how it all happened. Like being able to jump in like this. Again, I did 6 pro MMA fights back in the day,
Was
right?
that like for Steel Fist? Who'd you do it with?
So it was actually for a few different promotions. It was for mostly the Throwdown and
Oh, I remember
Showdown
Throwdown.
promotions
Yeah,
back in the day.
they had him at UVU.
That's right.
Yeah,
Right. And I was there when they first started. It was a guy named Adam Laga. He was friends with my brother, and he saw me at Best Buy, and he's like, "Dude, you look like a wrestler. You should come in and check this
no
out."
way.
And I went in and I wrestled these guys that night, and I was tossing them around because like I was a state champ wrestler, right?
Yeah, eat
And
light work.
they're like, "Dude, you got to fight." And me, I'm kind of a yes man, right? I'm one of the guys is I love competition. I love pushing myself. And if I get the opportunity, I'm going to jump in. Why not? Right? Why not do it? So they asked me to do this. I went into this fight without even throwing one punch.
That's insane.
My very first fight. Didn't throw one punch. Went in and fought this dude, took him down to the ground, got him in the crucifix, elbowed him twice, lights out. And I'm like, dude, this is sick. I'm hooked. I'm in. So
Was that the greatest feeling ever?
Oh, dude.
Just like elbowing some dude on your first fight and killing it.
Is there anything better than just
Dude, no, I gotta be honest.
like,
Even
thought it
sex
was
probably
fishy.
doesn't rival that, bro.
no.
Like,
Hey,
I mean, I don't want to. Maybe I'm too excited right
Hey.
now. Maybe that's not true. But
yeah, we get a little pumped up about this stuff. But dude, it was one of those feelings where it's like there's nothing better than that. And it was really, really fun. I just again, one-on-one competition, that wrestler mindset, keep pushing myself as much as I can. I loved it. And then you know, getting out of it for a while. I missed it. You know, I did a couple other things, a couple other competitions like the powerlifting stuff and things. We've said it a few times. But, you know, when opportunity arose to come and do this, why not?
dude, 100%. It's like, and that the simple fact that you have the MMA background, okay, it's not like years and years of it, but you've got that, you know what it's like, you feel the experience. Do you feel like it's just going to be, you're going to be able to just like really absorb this next experience because you've gotten a little older, you want to get back into it for nostalgia, for health, all those reasons, but do you think you'll actually be able to look around on those stands and go, holy shit, like this is awesome?
Dude, I've already won. Okay. Like, this is the coolest feeling. Like, I've got all these tickets here. I've got all these things. Like, we got the entire Bucked Up company coming They're making
Oh my
t-shirts.
God.
They're doing all these things. Dude, I have the whole state of freaking Utah coming out and coming to this.
Game on.
And I mean, dude, there's a lot of pressure. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of pressure, and I'm going to go give it hell, give it everything I can. I'm going to go do everything I can to do this thing right. Right. But in my mind, I've already won. Right. I'm taking this all in, just like you said, for this nostalgia stuff. All the times before, all the things that I took for granted, the support you get from everybody. There is a huge community of people that just want to bear you up in whatever you're doing. I'm doing this for my family. I've got 3 little kids that they've never seen dad compete. They've never seen dad do something like this.
That's huge.
And I want to show my kids, hey, if you want to accomplish something, you've got to work for it. You've got to push yourself. You've got to put in all the sacrifice. Dad doesn't get to eat the donuts. Dad doesn't get to eat those. Dad has to go to practice. He has to go train. And I bring my kids with me a lot of the time, which they love to do. And they love watching it. And so there's so much more to it than just the fight. I feel like I've already won.
Yeah, that's huge.
It gets me emotional. It's so cool. I love it.
No, dude, you can, I mean, I know we're doing this online, but you can feel it through the camera. Like, you really can. Like, yeah, you want this for typical and not so typical reasons.
Yeah.
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 No, dude, I love that, man.
Don't get me wrong. I just want to go out there and kick the shit out of the guy. That'd be fun.
Right.
We want to go and do this. They want to do the damn thing.
No, but no, dude, wait.
Hey, I'm one of those guys that if I'm feeling it, I'm an emotional thinker. I'm going to probably get into it. But as of right now, the goal is to do 1, right? Let's see how we feel. Let's see how much damage we take. Because, dude, I know I'm going to take damage.
Yeah.
I'm going to. It's a bare knuckle fight, right? I am going to be 41 years old. I know that the clock's ticking and things like that, but feeling like Benjamin Button right now, I feel like I can accomplish anything, right?
It's all that bucked up juice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all that go-go juice, but bucked up for sure. So we'll see. Maybe we do another one. It depends. I mean, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling sharp. I'm feeling fast. So
is there any, I mean, I think there's one called Tap Out. Well, there used to be tapoutmma.com. There's like some really like rogue nerdy fight sites that track every fight, no matter what, local, national, like it doesn't matter. Have you been able to find any footage on this guy?
Yeah, actually. This dude, Shane, I don't know how to say his last name, but I think
it's Fichter.
Fitcher.
I'm looking at it right now. It's either Fichter or Fitcher, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the cool thing about this guy, he kind of has the same story. He's an older guy. He's 39, right?
Okay.
I have a lot of respect for this guy, and I've never met him, right? The dude's coming back in. He had a journey as well where he did his thing, stepped away, came back. The dude fought at the beginning of April. He just fought.
Dude, not for bare knuckle?
Not for bare knuckle.
Okay, I was going to say, my research is terrible if he did.
No, it was fierce fighting. It's actually on YouTube. He fought this dude the beginning of the month. Looked awesome. The guy looked great, right? It was his very first bare knuckle fight. He's done 11 MMA fights, but he did 1 bare knuckle fight. And he didn't take any damage. Knocked the dude out in 1 minute. Looked awesome. So hats off to this guy, but that's the only footage that I've been able to find of him.
Okay. So it's not like, I mean, it's not a lot, but you're not going in completely blind.
No.
Okay, that's huge, man. That's
look,
huge.
I know I know some of his stats. He's 6 foot. He's a lot taller than I am. I'm not tall. I'm like 5'7", right? I'm not tall.
Bare knuckle doesn't care about height. We know that.
Right. It is what it is, dude. I got a shorthand that I've dealt with.
No, dude. You got a hammer. You don't have a hand. You got a hammer.
There we go. There's a lot behind it. So I know his stats. He's going to have a longer reach. He's going to have a few things in there that I've watched how he does his, how he comes out and the way I know he's orthodox. He's not southpaw. So a few things that I need to know, but I was going to fight this other dude that was like 6'2", and tall, gangly guy. Don't know what happened to him, but he ended up backing out. And so the Shane guy,
he knew.
But the game plan hasn't changed. It hasn't.
Okay. Okay. So really we're doing this to prove we can still do it, get back in there. There's a whole bunch of excitement around it. And then just kind of like, depending on how the night goes, I mean, dude, you may be more motivated to get back in there if you lose, right? Just because you can't go out like that. So
Yeah.
dude, that's exciting, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's funny. You kind of, you get to a point in life where you're like, no, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
You know? And it feels like this is just that kind of a moment for you. It's like, dude, I want to do this.
Yeah. I mean, look, so I'm the chief sales officer for Bucked Up, right? My brothers are the owners and founders of Bucked Up. We've been doing this since 2016. Our biggest marketing play that we've done was signing with BKFC,
Yeah,
right?
huge.
It was massive. And that was, we did the timing just absolutely perfect, where we signed right before the big fight in Denver with, Chad Mendez, Eddie Alvarez, Mike Perry, Luke Rockhold, and everyone and their freaking dog was there, right? Conor McGregor showed up to the
That was the coming out party, son.
and we were on the center mat. We were all over and everything. And it just was so cool. And since that time, we've just gone all in with these guys. We love BKFC. We love the owner. We love all their staff. We love everyone there. They're so great to work with. And so when we were sitting there and we just talked about everything that we've been doing with Bucked Up, and we've been going at a sprint, like things couldn't be better. Super grateful for everything that we've been doing, super humbled here at Bucked Up for all the success that we've been having. And it's been fun when we go out to these events and you got Dave Feldman sitting there ringside, and we're ringside too, because we're title
Naturally.
We're sitting there, and dude, the vibe, just like we're talking about right now, you could feel it, and it was so fun. The atmosphere it's unlike anything else. If you have not been to a BKFC fight, you gotta go. I don't care who you are, you've got to see it in person. There's nothing like it, because the atmosphere and the vibe is just crazy. So I'm getting all stoked, pumped up. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I love this stuff. And Dave comes over and he's like, what do you guys think of this stuff? And of course, my brothers are like, dude, you need to get Dan to do a Dan Stone fight before. I'm like, what the heck? You didn't volunteer for this thing?
It's always family and your buddies that are like, no, he wants to. Yeah. He wants to.
Yeah. It's like, dude, this stuff's crazy. And it's not my wheelhouse, dude. I was a wrestler. I would grapple, I would take people down, do ground and pound and that kind of stuff. So this is foreign territory to me, man. Like it is. I'm not a boxer. I'm not. But being away from the game for so long and then coming back into it and getting a really good fight camp, I feel like I am a boxer now. Right? I'm feeling good. But the way it all came about for me to be in this thing and be in this situation, I think timing is just perfect. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm stoked about it.
No, that's cool, man. And it's and it probably came together, a little bit quicker than others might, just because of the connection that you have with them. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. They're like, hey, you want to fight? I'm like, yeah.
We got 2 cards next week.
We didn't have tryouts, didn't have to do any of that stuff. Like, man, all
but you know what?
Me through it all. I'm so busy here at Bucked Up. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
I have a full-time job here. I'm on calls all day, every day. I'm working out early in the mornings at 6 a.m. with my cardio and my strength training. And then I'm going every single day at night, going and boxing and getting ready for that and working with my trainers there. And so, yeah, it's been
it's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Dude, it's a lot. That's so cool, man. I got to ask you. So, when it came to the sponsorship of Bucked Up sponsoring BKFC, are you guys the only title sponsor there? How does that work? Because like Power Slap, for example, right? Mm-hmm. They have an overarching title sponsor, which is V-Chain. But then you and I could be the official water of Power Slap. We could be the official software. You know what I mean? Yeah. Is BKFC similar? Where are you guys the overarching title sponsor? You would say, or are you just the official like supplement?
We're the official energy drink and supplement for BKFC and overall title sponsor. Did they have all the other sponsors? Absolutely. Did they have their coffee? Did they have their beer? Did they have their all the other ones that they have? Dude, they're blowing up. And as they should. Get all the sponsors. Get everybody. it comes down to brand awareness and getting people to see the brands and being able to be in that squared octagon and that squared cage, whatever you call it. I don't know what
where you fight.
dude, when you're in that thing and you see it on the floor and you got blood going all over it and they're filming that stuff, what a great way to get your brand out there. It's awesome.
Dude, it's pretty baller. And speaking of that, it doesn't hurt that Connor's on board. You know what I mean? I heard people know who he is.
Yeah, just a few.
He's just this lowly Irish guy that people seem to enjoy, you know.
Yeah, just like, I don't know, a couple like 47 million followers or something like that.
Dude, you'll appreciate this. So obviously, so my first MMA fight I ever watched was Liddell Couture 3, so a long time ago.
So,
And I just became, dude, I could have been on ESPN. I was so nerded out, like fight camps, trainers, coaches, cutmen, like all, it was bad. And so obviously, like a lot of people, I've seen his career rise. And so big fan, all that. And bro, I swear to you, I get this text from my niece and she's like, Connor's in Farmington Station in Utah, right? And I was like, ha ha ha. She goes, no, I just got a picture of him. And I call my niece. I'm like, are you messing with me? And she goes, no, he's up there. So bro, I drive up there with my wife.
Did you see it? Okay.
Oh no, dude, listen. So I just missed the man. So no, dude, I'll explain. So I'm like, there's no way. So we run up there and we see the the bucked up truck and all that. And he's like inside. I'm like, no way. Like this is a moment for me, as a fight guy. And there was a crowd there, but it wasn't huge, but there was a crowd there. But manageable, I would say. And bro, I got there, that's when the security showed up, so you couldn't get anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I did get to see him walk out, and he's high-fiving fans and this and that. And I just had this moment of like, what is that like being Conor McGregor? You just announce it 5 minutes before that you're going to be there. Nobody knows. And then everybody knows. And then what happens? You get into the truck and you drive off. Like, what is going on with that life, man?
Dude, it is nuts. It is honestly crazy. And we've done this with a couple people. But obviously, Conor was the biggest, right? And
he's such a magnet.
Just to see like good, bad, ugly, whatever it is, like, this dude is a guy that people know, right? Like they know who he is. People want to see him. They want to be around him. It's like, it probably was the first time I've ever hung out or been around an A-list celebrity, right?
Yeah. Did it calm down pretty quick for you, or were you in awe for a little bit?
No, dude. I mean, it was, when he was here in Utah, it was 150 miles an hour the whole time. Like it was pedal to the metal. It was crazy. We even did, for just our close friends and family, we tried to do a meet and greet, right? Okay. Keyword tried to do a meet and greet. Yeah. Word got out. And we were in our content house. And dude, a line wrapped around the building and just everybody and their dogs started showing up. And like, it kind of made a scene because we like flew our helicopter in and landed close to our content house and stuff like that. And people were wondering what the heck was going on. Some people thought it was ice. Some people,
it's a strange world we live in.
Some people were fleeing, and some people were just coming towards it. Right. But word got out and it just became overwhelming for them. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot for these guys to be able to show up. Like you have to be ready at, you get 10 seconds with the guy.
Oh, I see.
Conor is he's so good at doing it one time. You give him one take and he is there. Like when he turns that mode on, he is a professional and he is just in it. Otherwise, it was crazy because he just liked to be by himself. He just liked to have his own time and like be away from everything, because otherwise it's just swarms of people. We took him to the BYU game.
Yeah, I saw him with that cougar tail, dude. What's up?
Yeah.
That's amazing. You got Conor McGregor to go to a BYU game and eat the thing that you eat at a BYU game.
It was awesome. He loved it because we went to the Jazz game. It was cool, right? They have celebrities that go to there.
Sure.
But BYU at the Marriott Center where all these college dudes are just going nuts. Like, it was crazy to see everybody there, and then like having to like funnel them in and take them out and do all these things. Like, it was a trip. It was really, really cool to be a part of that and see. It's like a lot of the times it's one of those things where you're like, holy cow, this guy's just made it, right? But then other times it's like, wow, that would actually suck, because you don't have any personal time. You don't get to do anything on your own. Like, anything outside that you do, you're filmed, right?
Yeah.
So
I can't imagine, man. But from what you see of him, like you said, he turns it on and he goes for it. I was talking to, it's funny, I just had Cyrus on right before you, but a few months ago when he was on for the first time, he told this story about how they were at Sturgis and Conor was just like, no, I want to go see the real Sturgis. And he just walks out, deals with the crowd and does his thing. Bro, I don't know if I have that patience, to be honest.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, we've had a lot of celebrities with Bucked Up, right? We've had a lot of people come in, and just some of the people's mentalities where they can just go out and do it and just have everybody come and swarm them and take pictures and never like they're always on, right? And some people can do it really well, and then there's others that are like they just don't want to do it. So
yeah. And he's one of those guys that seems to just feed off that. I have to ask, his involvement in BKFC is being actually a part of that. When you guys reached out to his team, I am really curious, how does that go? And then did he actually have conversations with you about actually owning a piece of Bucked Up and using his fame and his leverage to take it to the rafters? Or is he just a cool guy that's a part of the team, has his own supplement line, that kind of thing? More of a regular sponsorship.
Yeah, so full transparency, I don't know all the details.
Okay.
I don't know them all. That was all done with my brothers doing all that. I don't know all the details, but the way we did come about and get Conor to be part of Bucked Up for a while was because of BKFC. I mean, he started seeing our stuff everywhere. And of course, like I said, our relationship with BKFC is absolutely amazing. And they love us. We love them. They were the biggest advocates for us when saying, hey, if there's somebody that you want to be part of, because he didn't have an energy drink company. He didn't have a supplement company.
No, but he's obviously proven himself in that space with a couple of products. So, dude, you guys are going to, I mean, not that you're not doing bad, but he could take it international like crazy.
Sure. And it was great to see like just what he was able to do. He didn't get any of the equity of the company, if that's what everybody are wondering, right? So
okay, that was my question. Yeah.
No, it's literally just like a sponsorship deal, right? It's a sponsorship deal with him, and then he got paid on everything that had his, basically like an NIL, his name, image, likeness. So like his specific flavors, he got paid like royalties on and things like that. But
that's so cool, man.
It wasn't one where, because we wanted to make it to where it was a win-win, right? We want him to be able to push his stuff. We want him to really get after it and have incentives, because if he were to sell millions and millions and millions of this stuff, then yeah, dude, pay you more and more and more and more and more. So it's got to be a team effort. And if he wanted to have just the equity and everything like that, it wouldn't have worked out for us, because that's just not how we do it. You got to pay to play. You got to work at it. That's our mentality. And
if you're somebody of his stature, that's the way to go, because he knows he's going to move a lot of product. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yep. So I agree with that for sure. Well, dude, Dan, what's up, man? Thanks for coming on. Yeah, this was awesome, dude.
It. It's good fun.
100%. And so where can everyone follow you on social media? Because the fight's coming up and they can just see how you're doing and leading up to it and after it.
Yeah. So I really only post on Instagram. That's really all I care. And it's mostly about my family. So go and follow that. But I'm posting a lot of stuff for the fight, getting ready for it. But my handle is just Dan Gardner.
Oh, easy.
Really
You're the one. You're the one.
Easy. Dan Gardner. Go follow me. Check it out. Go check out all the stuff that we're doing on Bucked Up. And that's the handle there, just Bucked Up on any of the social media, things like that. They're posting a lot about the fight. If you want tickets, you can get tickets in multiple different ways. You can go to our actual retail stores, and they're actually selling our retail store, our tickets. You can get them for 50% off.
Oh, hell yeah.
You can go online and you can pick out specific seats and use my code DJ Dan on Ticketmaster and things like that. But the best deal is probably just going into the stores, because Go in, check out what we have with Bucked Up. You guys will freaking love it. It's the best stuff out there. You're not going to be, you'll see that we have tons of apparel too that you're going to love as well. So go check that out and come out and support. Like I said, the fight's going to be freaking awesome, but in my mind, I've already won. The fight is just going to be icing on top, and I'm stoked for it. I'm going to put on a show. So it's going to be good.
I love it, man. You can feel the energy. All right, people, let's let this bitch upload. One sec. Hey. Hi. It changed your life, didn't it? Like this episode changed your life. That's great. And also, you're welcome. And you can show your gratitude by subscribing. Twice.